Hello, if you found this video, evidently you're having some trouble with your Mylaps X2 transponder. I want to go through a working transponder and show you how to troubleshoot any problem that you're having. So let's start out, we're always going to start out with just a USB cable and the race key and plug the two together and see what light comes on. So now here, the very first light that comes on is this green light. And the other two lights are not on. They may look on, but they're really not. It's just bleeding over. So this first light is green, which indicates we're connected to a computer, and the computer is communicating to the race key. If this light were blue, it would mean that we really don't have communication to a computer, but we are getting power. And if this light was red, or all three of these were red, that says that the race key is bad. And if the lights were pink or purple, that says that whatever we're plugged into for USB power is not strong enough. So a normal case would be you plug your race key in, this first light turns either green or blue is okay. So then the next step would be slide the race key into the back of the transponder. And when you do that, you really want to see the center light turn bright green, and you want to see the checkered flag blinking red. At that point, if you look at the stem on the transponder, it's blinking red slowly, 1 time per second. This is the sign of a good working transponder with no problem. The center light being green tells me that the transponder is active, the subscription is good. The checkered flag light blinking red tells me that it is charging. After it sits here for a couple of hours, this light that's blinking red will go to a full bright green, and when it does, that means I have a full charge. At that point, I could take this race key and transponder apart, and then I would take this cap off, and I would look down in the stem of this transponder. And here, instead of seeing one blink red every 5 seconds, I should see it blinking green multiple times, and you count how many times it's blinking green, and that's the number of days the battery is good for. So in a full charge, you would see 4 green blinks and a pause for 5 seconds, which tells you the transponder is good for 5 days. So let's now take a look at a race key or a transponder that has a problem. So here I'm going to plug this transponder in. I'm going to plug this race key in, and this race key turned green, so everything so far seems good. Let's now slide this race key and transponder together, and when I do, the center light didn't come on and the checker flag didn't come on. So that tells me the race key is getting power, but it's not talking to the transponder. So the most common fix for this is you need to bend these little 4 connectors so that they're more pronounced and that they hit these 4 pins better. And the way you're going to do that, let's unplug the race key, and we're going to take these 4 connectors, and I'm going to pry a screwdriver in at each of these points and pry this out. That's going to make this peak a little more pronounced, and it's also going to make the peak a little bit closer to the bottom of the race key, so that whenever I slide the race key into the transponder, that these match up better, and that this peak then touches each of these metal contacts. So let me just do this. I'm going to pry this in, pry it a little bit, and if you pry one too far, you can always push it right back down in. So now each of these are pried out a little bit. They're a little bit more pronounced. Okay, just get them each a little bit. Try to get them even. Plug your race key and transponder back together. So we want our first light on. And when I slide this in and snap it in, now I expect that center light to come on brightly. Here it still didn't come in. Let me back it out just a little and see if I get it to come on. Let me press down. So see, pressing down really made it come on. So what that tells me, I need to bend them a little bit more. I was being gentle there at first, and let me just bend them a little bit more. Okay, so now I've got a pretty good connection, or a pretty good peak on each one of these. And now as I slide this together and snap it in, now I expect the lights to come on. So we're back to a good working transponder now. Okay, let's go to the next thing now. Let's say that you plug in your race key to a computer, and when you plug in your race key to a computer, that light does not turn green. So when I snapped in, the light is still blue on the race key. Well, if you need to run Mylaps Connect software to renew your transponder, if this light is blue, your computer is not going to see the transponder. So what you have to do before you even start Mylaps Connect, you want to get this light to turn green. And most reasons why this light doesn't turn green is because this USB cable is only for charging. It doesn't allow for any data transfer. So most commonly, to get this light to turn green, you just try a different USB cable, one that you know is a high-speed cable. Now the other thing to be listening for, whenever you plug this in, you should hear your computer make a sound. I'll be quiet so you can hear that the computer makes a sound, recognizing something just plugged in, and then just give it a second to load the drivers, and then this light should turn green. So there you heard the PC make a sound, recognize something plugged into it. Now that you've got this light to be turned green, now you can log into the Mylaps Connect software. The Mylaps Connect software will find the transponder. Now, always before you log into Mylaps Connect software, always start out just the race key, get it to be green, slide this together, get the center light to come on bright red or green. Now you're ready to log into Mylaps Connect software. Don't even bother trying to start Mylaps Connect software if you don't at least have this light green and this light come on. If you have any problems other than that with the race key or transponder, you can call the Mylaps tech support, and most likely you'll have to return that transponder. It will be covered under warranty, and that's the process to get a new transponder. I hope this has helped you.